Make a walkway! Thank you.
David, Father.
Oh, my knees.
Father, doth remember the love I had for Lysander.
I doth remember, for he doesn't deserve thy beauty.
For thy beauty's on my marriage.
It was of my honor to marry thee.
What doth you mean? Father,
And
why
I'm
you not
sorry,
let me
I'm
marry my
sorry.
beloved Lysander?
I don't know what to talk about, man.
Why do you not let me marry my beloved?
You don't deserve me. Shut up.
Excuse me. Please, baby.
Excuse me.
Okay. Doth tell us Brian's favorite story.
Hippolyta, come hither. Let us tell thee a story.
This shall be of true content.
Theseus, the Duke of Athens, can hardly wait for the next new moon, when he will marry Hippolyta, queen of Amazons. Their wedding preparations are interrupted by the arrival of Aegeus, his daughter Hermia, and her two suitors. Hermia wishes to marry Lysander, but Aegeus has given his consent to Demetrius. Hermia refuses to marry Demetrius, who recently courted and then abandoned her friend Helena. Aegeus insists on a harsh punishment. Theseus reluctantly agrees that if Hermia disobeys her father, she must face the Athenian penalty, either death or a life of chastity. He gives her 4 days to decide alone. Lysander and Hermia make plans to meet in the woods the next night and escape to his aunt's house, where they will be safe from Athenian law. When Helena appears, still heartbroken over her loss of Demetrius, they tell her about their planned elopement. She decides to betray their plans to Demetrius in hope of regaining his favor. Enter Theseus, Hippolyta, and Philostrates with others.
Now, fair Hippolyta, our nuptial hour draws on apace. 4 happy days bring in another moon, but oh, methinks how slow this old moon wanes. She lingers my desires, like to a stepdame or a dowager, long withering out a young man's revenue.
4 days will quickly steep themselves in night. 4 nights will quickly dream away the time. And then the moon, like a silver bow, new bent in heaven, still behold the night of our solemnities.
Go, Philostrates, stir up the Athenian youth to merriments, awake the pert and nimble spirit of mirth. Turn melancholy forth to funerals, the pale companion is not for our pomp.
Full of vexation come I with complaint against my child, my daughter Hermia. Stand forth, Demetrius, my noble lord. This man hath consent to marry her. Stand forth, Lysander, and my gracious duke. This man hath bewitched the bosom of my child. Thou, Lysander, thou hast given her rhymes and interchanged love tokens with my child. Thou hast by moonlight at her window sung with feigning voice verses of feigning love, and stolen the impression of her fantasy with bracelets of thy hair, gauds, conceits, knacks, trifles, nosegays, sweet meats, messengers of strong prevailment in unhardened youth. With cunning hast thou filched, and my daughter's heart turned her obedience, which is due to me, to stubborn harshness. And my gracious duke, be it so, she will not here before your grace consent to marry with Demetrius. I beg the ancient privilege of Athens, as she is mine, I may dispose of her, which shall be either to this gentleman or to her death, according to our law immediately provided in that case.
What say you, Hermia? Be advised, fair maid, to you your father should be as a god, one that composed your beauties. Demetrius is a worthy gentleman.
So is Lysander.
In himself he is, but in this kind, wanting your father's voice, the other must be held the worthier.
I would my father looked but with my eyes.
Rather your eyes must be with his judgment look.
Do entreat your grace to pardon me. I know not but what power I may hold, nor how it may concern my modesty, in such presence here to plead my thoughts. But I beseech your grace that I may know the worst day may befall me in this case, but I refuse to wed Demetrius.
Either to die the death, or to abjure forever the society of men.
So will I grow, so lie, so die, my lord, ere I yield my virgin patent up, unto his lordship whose unwished yoke my soul consents to give servancy.
Take the time to pause, and by the new moon, upon that day either prepare to die, for disobedience to your father's will, or else to wed Demetrius as he would.
Relent, sweet Hermia, and Lysander, yield thy cursed title to my certain right. You already have her father's love, Demetrius. Let me have Hermia's. Do you marry her?
Scornful Lysander, true he hath my love, and what is mine, my love shall render him. and she is mine, and all my right of her I do estate unto Demetrius.
I am, my lord. As well as divine as he, as well as perceived, my love is more than his.
Now how, my love? Why is your cheek so pale? How chance those roses do they fade so fast?
Be like the wood of rain, which I could tell between from the tempest of my eyes.
I me, for that I could ever read, could ever hear by the tale of history, the chance of true love had never run so smooth, but either it was different in blood,
O cross too high to be enthralled to me.
or else my griefs in respect of yours.
O spite, too old to be engaged, too young.
Or else it stood upon the chances of friends.
O hell to choose love by another's eyes.
Or if there was a symphony in choice, war, death, or sickness, delay the sage to it, making the momentary a seed. Sound, swift as a shadow, short as a dream, brief as the lightning is called the night, that, in a spleen unfolds, has both heavens and earth, and ere a man hath power to say, behold, and the jaws of darkness do devour it.
If then true lovers have been ever crossed, it stands as an edict in destiny. Then let us teach our child patience, because it is customary cross, as due to love as thoughts and dreams and sighs, wishes and tears, poor fancy's followers.
As good persuasion, therefore, hear me, Hermia. I have a widow aunt, great of revenue, and she hath no child. From Athens in her house, remote 7 leagues, and she respects me as her only son. Here, marry thee, and there that a place of heart at the end law cannot pursue us. If thou lovest me, to steal forth thy father's house tomorrow night, and in the wood league tomorrow without the town they stay, I will marry thee.
My good Lysander, I swear to thee by Cupid's strongest love, by the simplicity of Venus's doves, by that which keeneth souls and prosper loves, and by that fire which burned the Carthage queen, by false Trojan under sail who has seen all the vows that have ever been broke, in number more than ever women spoke. In that same place that have appointed me, tomorrow truly I will meet thee.
Keep promise, love. Look, here comes Helena.
Whither away? Call you me fair, that fair again, and say, Demetrius loves your fair. Oh, happy fair! Sickness is catching over favor so.
I frown upon him, yet he loves me still.
Oh, that your frowns could teach my smile such skill.
I give him curses, yet he gives me love.
Oh, that my prayers could such affection move.
The more I hate him, the more he follows me.
The more I love, the more he hateth me.
His folly, Helena, is no fault of mine.
None but your beauty, would that fault were mine.
Take comfort, he shall no more see my face. Lysander and myself will take this peace.
Helena, to you our minds we unfold tomorrow night when Phoebe doth behold silver sages in that we worry glass, decking with liquid pearl in the bladed grass. Through Athens' gates we have devised to steal.
And in the wood where often you and I upon fate promised beds were wont to lie, emptying our bosom of their counsel sweet. There my Lysander and myself shall meet. Bye, my love.
Helena, adieu. As you on him, Demetrius doth on you.
How happy some or other some can be. Through Athens I am thought as fair as she, but what of that Demetrius thinks not so. He will not know what all but he do know, and as he errs, doting on Hermia's eyes, so I, admiring of his qualities, thinks base and vile, holding no quantity. Love can transpose to form and dignity, love looks not with the eyes but with the mind, and therefore its wings Cupid painted blind, nor hath love's mind of any judgment taste, wings and no eyes figure unheeded haste, and therefore is love said to be a child, because in choice he is so soft of beguiled. As waggish boys in game themselves forswear, so the boy love is perjured everywhere. For ere Demetrius looked on Hermia's eyne, he hailed down oaths that he was only mine. And when this hailsome heat from Hermia's felt, so he dissolved and showers of oaths and did melt. I will go tell him of fair Hermia's flight, then to the wood will he tomorrow night pursue her, and for his intelligence, if I have thinks, it is a dear expense. But here in mine I too enrich my pain, to have his sight thither and back again.
Is all our company here?
You are best to call them generally, man by man, according to the script.
Here's the scroll of every man's name, which is thought fit through all Athens, to play in our interlude before the different adventures on his wedding day at night.
First, good Peter Quinn, say what the play treats on. Then read the names of the actors and so grow to a point.
Mary, our play is the most lamentable comedy and most cruel death of Pyramus and Thisbe.
A very good piece of work, I assure you, and a merry. Now, good Peter Quinns, call forth the actors by the scroll. Masters? Masters? Ready, sir.
Answer as I call you. Nick Bottom, the weaver.
Ready. Name a part and form proceed.
You, Nick Bottom, are set down for Pyramus.
What is Pyramus? A lover or a tyrant?
A lover that kills himself most gallant for love.
That will ask some tears at the true performing of it. If I do it, let the audience look to their eyes. I will make storms. I will console in some measure. My chief humor is for a tyrant. Now name the rest of the players.
Francis Flute, the bellows mender.
Here, pretty quince.
Flute, you must take Thisbe on you.
What is this, be a wandering knight?
It is a lady that Pyramus must love.
Knight, let me not play a woman, for I have a beard company.
That's all one. You shall play it in a mask, and you may speak as small as you will.
And I may hide my face. Let me play Thisbe too. I'll speak in a monstrous little voice. Thisbe, I'll Pyramus, my lover dear, my Thisbe dear, and lady dear.
No, you must play Pyramus and Flute, you Thisbe.
Well, proceed.
Robin Starveling, the tailor.
Here, Peter Quince.
Robin Starveling, you must play Thisbe's mother, Tom Snout, the tinker.
Here, Peter Quince.
You Pyramus' father, myself Thisbe's father, Snug the joiner, you the lion's part, and I hope here is a play thither.
Have you the lion's part written? Pray you, if it be given me, for I am slow of study.
You may do it excellent for it is nothing but roaring.
Let me play the line too. I will roar that I will do any man's heart good. To hear me, I will roar that I will make the Duke say, let him roar again, let him roar again.
Do it too terribly, you would fright the duchess and the ladies that they would shriek and never enough to win the song.
That one hand is any mother's son.
I grant you, friends, if you should fright the ladies out of their wits, they would have no more discretion but to hang us. But I will aggravate my voice so that I will roar you as gently as any sucking dove. I will roar you and swear any nightingale.
You can play no part but Pyramus, for Pyramus is a sweet-faced man. A proper man is one shall see in a summer's day. A most lovely gentleman-like man, therefore you must needs play Pyramus. Some of our French crowns have no hair at all, and then you will play bareface. But masters, here are your parts. And I am to entreat you, request you, and desire you to come then by tomorrow night and meet me in the palace wood, a mile with the town, by moonlight. There will we rehearse, for if we meet in the city, we shall be dogged with company and our devices known. In the meantime, I will draw a bill of property such as our play wants. I pray you fail me not. At the Duke's old we meet.
How now it's buried, whither wander you?
Over hill, over dale, through bush, through briar, over park, over pale, through flood, through fire. I do wander everywhere, swifter than the moon's sphere, and I serve the fairy queen, to do her orbs upon the green. The cowslip's ear, tall pensions be, in their gold coats, spas you see. Those be rubies, fairy favors. And those freckles live their slavers. I must go seek the dewdrops here, and hang the pearl in every cowslip's ear. Farewell, the lawless spirits all be gone. Our queen, and not her, else coming on.
The king keeps his rules here tonight, for Oberon his passing foul and worth, because as she, as her attendant, hath a lovely boy stolen from an Indian king. She never had so sweet a challenging, and jealous Oberon would have the child. Crowns him with flowers, make him all her joy. By the fountain clear, spangled starlight she. But the key do swear, that all their elves for fear creep into acorn crops and hide them there.
Either I mistake your shape and make it quiet, or else you are shrewd and avish sprite. Called Robin Goodfellow, are you not he that frights the maidens of the village dream? Skill milk and sometimes labor in the corn, and bootless make the breathless huswife churn, and sometimes make the drink to bear no barn, mislead night wanderers, laugh at their harm? Those that hobgoblin call you, and sweet pug, do their work, and they shall have good luck. Are not he you?
Thou speakest aright. I am the merry wanderer of the night. I just see Oberon and make him smile. When I am fat and bean-fed horse begoo, kneading in likeness of filly foal, and sometimes lurk I in gospel's bowl, and in very likeness of a roasted crab. And when she drinks, against her lips I bob, and withering the wall, the pour the ale. The wittiest ant telling the saddest tales, sometime for a 3-footed soul mistakens me. But room, fairy, here comes Oberon.
And here, my mistress, would that he were.
Well, go thy way, thou shalt not from this groove, try turn with thee for this injury. My gentle flock, come hither. Thou rememberest, I once sat upon a promontory, and heard a mermaid on a dolphin's back, uttering such dulcet and harmonious breath, that the rude sea grew civil at her song, and stars shot madly from their spheres just to hear the sea maid's music. I remember. Well, that time I saw, flying between the cold moon and the earth, Cupid all armed, a certain aim he took at a fair western throne in the west. And loosed his love shaft smartly from his bow, as it should pierce 100,000 hearts. I might see young Cupid's fiery shaft quenched in the cast beams of the watery moon, and imperial vulturess, and made in meditation, fancy and free. Yet marked I where the bolt of Cupid fell. It fell upon a little western flower, before milk white, now purple was love's wound. Fetch me that flower.
I'll put a girdle round about the earth in 40 minutes.
Gone?
Are we all met?
Pat, pat, and here's a marvelous convenient place for our rehearsal. This green plot shall be our stage, this hawthorn break our tiring house, and we will do it in action as we will do it before the Duke.
Peter Quince.
What sayst thou, Bully Bottom?
There are things in this comedy of Pyramus and Thisbe that will never please. First, Pyramus must draw a sword to kill himself, which the ladies cannot abide. How answer you that?
By lacking a parlous fear. I believe we must leave all the killing out.
Write me a prologue, and let the prologue seem to say that we will do more harm with our swords and teeth, and if for the more better assurance, tell them that I, Pyramus, and not Pyramus, but Bottom the Weaver. This will put them out of fear.
Well, we'll have such a prologue, and it shall be written in 8 and 6.
No, make it 2 more. Let it be written in 8 and 8.
Will not the ladies be part of the line? I fear it, I promise.
Masters, you got to consider with yourself, to bring in a lying among ladies is the most dreadful thing.
Therefore, another prologue must tell he is not alive.
Nay, you must name his name, and half his face must be seen through the lion's neck, and he himself must speak through, and tell them plainly he has snuck the joiner.
Oh, it shall be so, but first there is 2 hard things. That is, bring moonlight into a chamber for Pyramus and Thisbe meet by moonlight.
Not the moonshine the night we play our play.
Look in the almanac. Find that moonshine. Find that moonshine.
Yes, it doth shine that light.
Why then, may you leave the casement of the great chamber window where we play open, and the moon may shine in the casement.
Aye, or else one must come in with a bush of thorns and lantern, and say he comes to this figure or to present the person of moonshine. We must have a wall in the great chamber for Pyramus and Thisbe. Old talk through the chink of a wall.
You can never bring in a wall. What say you, Bart?
Some man or other must present wall, and let him have some plaster or some rough cast about him to signify wall, or let him hold his fingers thus, and through that cranny shall Pyramus and Thisbe whisper.
Then all is well. Come, sit down, every mother's son, and rehearse your parts. Pyramus, you begin. When you have spoken your speech, enter into that break, and so everyone according to his cue. Speak, Pyramus. Thisbe, stand forth.
Thisbe, the flowers of odious savor sweet.
Odors, odors.
Odious, odor savor sweet. So hath thy breath, my dearest Thisbe dear. But hark a voice, stay thou but here a while, and by I will to thee appear.
Must I speak now? Aye, Mary. Must you, for you must understand, he goes but to see a noise that he heard and is to come again.
Most radiant Pyramus, most lily white of hue, of color like the red rose on triumph rear, most brisky, juvenile, and eke
Most lovely Jew, as truest horse, and yet would never tire, I'll meet thee, Pyramus, in Nini's tomb.
Man, why you must not speak? That you answer to Pyramus, you speak all your part and one's cues and all. Pyramus, enter your cue is past, it is never tired.
As truest horse, I never tired.
If I were fair fit this day, I would only die.
Oh, monstrous. Oh, strange. We are haunted. Pray, masters. Fly, masters. Help! Bless thee, bottom, bless thee. Thou hast transformed.
I pray thee, gentle mortal, sing again. On the first view, I love thee.
Methinks you should have little reason for that. To say the truth, reason and love keep little company nowadays.
Thou art wise as thou art beautiful.
If I had wit enough to get out of this woods.
Out of these woods do not desire to go. I'll give thee fairies to attend.
I cry, worship, mercy, I beseech your names.
Come, fairies.
Rainbow.
Olivia.
Sunflower.
Peas blossom. Mustard seed.
Cobwebs, no.
Where shall we go?
Be kind and courteous to this gentleman, for he has my love.
Hail, mortal!
But as a fierce fiction of a dream, but first I will release the fairy queen. Be as thou wast wont to be, see as thou wast wont to see. Now, my Titania, wake you, my sweet queen.
Stand forth, Lysander, and my gracious Duke. I was getting it right now too.
Oh, so live, so die, my lord, ere I yield my virgin patent up unto his lordship, whose